Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In the next few minutes, we're going to drop, the last half of this video. I'm going to be dropping a bombshell, so to speak, about Camping World. This is not a joke, and I hope that you will stick with me until I get to that point. And if you're an RVer, many of you have probably already noticed the shirt that I'm wearing. I just got this one in, and I love it. All the shirts that I wear, that you see me wear here on the channel, I pay for. I get a really good deal on them, and you can too. If you would like to contact the folks where I buy my shirts, they make great gifts. They are made in America. Yes, so there are no tariffs, and they are great. Plus, you get a 10% discount, just like I get. Use the QR code down here. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen and click on the link that says get shirts like the Wingman wears, and then use the keyword Wingman25 to get your 10% discount. All right. Real quick, before we get into the rest of today's video, I want to remind you that if you are in the market to buy an RV, or if you're even just thinking about buying one, the best thing that you can do is to start out by finding an RV dealer that you can trust. Any happy camper will tell you that finding an honest, trustworthy dealer is so important. If you don't know, I work with a small handful of dealers across the country that I personally believe in, RV dealers that I personally trust. They are America's most trusted RV dealers. You can learn more, and you can watch hundreds of customer stories by scanning that same QR code you see right down here. Same one I put up a minute ago. You can also find the link in the description down below. All right, now back to the video. How often do you read Google reviews before you go into a business? How often? Me, not very often, but I think I should start reading more often, and I'm going to tell you why. Did you know that Google reviews can be removed? Yeah, removed. I did not know that. I thought that once you made a Google review on a business, like a restaurant, that review would be there essentially forever. And unless there was some kind of profanity or maybe a threat or something like that, the owner couldn't take it down. But I was wrong. I wrote a review about a horrible dining experience, a Google review, and I spent 2 days writing it. It was a really good one. It was a story, an epic story of a terrible dining experience in New Orleans. Now, I love New Orleans. I love it. My wife and I go over there about once a month. We both love it. The people are so friendly, and the food most of the time is fantastic. Almost every restaurant we've ever eaten at in New Orleans is excellent. It is maybe a little bit overpriced, I think, down on Bourbon Street, but the experience is great, except for the one that we went to that I'm going to read you the review here in just a second. I thought the review was great, but somebody pulled it off. They pulled it off of Google. It wasn't me. Now, as I said, it takes a couple of days to write it for me. I don't just say, great job. It took me a couple of days to write it. I'm going to get it links with the bombshell here that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. So kind of all ties together. Now, you may hate the way that I think, and you may hate the way that I write, but I'm going to read it to you. And hopefully some of you will actually even smile or laugh, because it was quite a dining experience. And I call it a cautionary tale in the heart of New Orleans. If you're searching for a dining experience that combines the ambiance of a rundown bus station with the warmth of a prison intake officer, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot with Frank's Restaurant. From the moment we stepped in, we were transported to a time when health codes were optional and customer service was a suggestion, not a requirement. The place was dark, dirty, and smelly. And the smell? Think of sour mop water delicately spritzed across the plastic tablecloths, a smell so pungent that it would permeate from the tablecloth to any part of your skin that touched it. Romantic, isn't it? 2 days to write this. Our hostess, who doubled as our waitress and possibly the building's last line of defense, greeted us with the charm and hospitality of a worn-out pit bull. That was her best quality. To say she had a personality would be like calling mold a garnish. She never smiled, not once. But if she did, I missed it, probably because I was too busy trying to decide on what crime that she might have recently been paroled for. The seafood platter arrived looking like it had survived a flood, then lost a fight. It was flavorless, but looked like it should be good. A culinary magic trick, really. Bland and insultingly overpriced. I've had better seafood from a gas station. That may not be true, but you get the point. The only thing louder than the smell was the blaring TV set to a game show at full blast, presumably to drown out the cries for help from our taste buds. Conversation was impossible, which was probably a blessing. I now understand why the other diners were so quiet. They were probably in shock or deep in prayer that their food wouldn't fight back or the prison guard wouldn't scold them. Or maybe, like us, they were silently wondering how this place has any positive reviews at all. Spoiler alert, they're all lies. In the end, Frank's didn't just earn an F from us, it defined it. Filthy, flavorless, foul, and flat out forgettable. Save your money, folks. Save your appetite. And for the love of all things holy, save yourself and walk past Frank's and don't look back. You have been warned. I thought that was kind of funny, a little bit clever. Now, was it ugly? Well, I guess if you were Frank or maybe the prison guard that was also our hostess, it could sound ugly, but it was posted. And then poof, it disappears like 2 days later. I'm so glad I saved a copy of that review on my computer so I could share it with you. Why? Well, because in my opinion, reviews, all of them need to be taken with a grain of salt, mine included. Now, you could be thinking that I'm lying. I'm not, but you could think that. Have you ever left towels or wash rags, whatever, in the washing machine, maybe for too long, like a day or two, and you open it and you smell, ooh, that sour smell started getting to them? You know that they're clean, right? They're sour smelling though. Well, that's exactly what the restaurant's tablecloth smelled like. It was plastic, sour, nasty. It was not a good dining experience, not at all. And I shared that, but poof, it disappeared. Now, I'm talking about reviews. I have mentioned the Facebook group Camping World Sucks and how people in that group yell back and forth, complaining, griping like, look at my scar. Well, look at mine. They got me for 15 grand. They got me for 30. It's that kind of thing. And then on my voicemail the other day, I'm going, what? This has got to be fake. I got a voicemail. I'm going to play it for you. And this is all going to tie together here in just a second. It's a little bit long. You tell me if you think that this voicemail is real. All right, here we go.
Good morning, Alan. My name is Tom, and I'm living in Minnesota. I'm just calling to talk to you about mine from Camping World. I hear all of this negative stuff you say about Camping World. Granted, a good share of it is warranted. Long story short, my wife and I went to a Camping World in Forest Lake, Minnesota. The first thing I thought was, I'm listening to Alan. Give me the bottom line. What's the out the door price? And they did. And we were sitting there talking. We ended up, they gave us a very, very good deal. And while we were there, we had them put some new chairs in the trailer. And my wife said, we would like to have our mattress out of our trailer put in the nest. He says, we don't do that. He says, we put new mattresses in every trailer we sell from the used. They brought that trailer in, and it took us over about 5 hours for them to bring that trailer in, and they went over that trailer with a fine-tooth comb, made sure everything worked, washed it, cleaned it, did it, because they'd only had it on a lot for 2 days. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you is not all camping worlds are created equal. The one in Forest Lake, and I talked to several other customers while we were there that had bought trailers from Camping World, and they were very happy with the experience.
So that was probably one of the only positive voicemails I've ever received from somebody with a positive Camping World experience. Now, I'm more than happy to get those positive reviews. I'm not sure how many more I'm going to get in the future, hopefully a few, but that brings me to today's bombshell announcement. It's a new project that I'm starting. It's a platform for any fans of Camping World, like this gentleman, Tom, that you just heard here. It's a platform for them to participate. Now, bear with me. Please bear with me. I mentioned the Facebook group earlier, Camping World Sucks, right? There's another group called the Camping World Experience Sucks. Both are on Facebook. And they are, as I said, kind of like echo chambers, if you will, for people who are yelling about their treatment at Camping World. They're sharing sort of war stories, their particular nightmare. But to me, it's like it's like preaching to the choir. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I promise, nothing wrong with that. But I'm doing something different with this project. I'm going to be doing, well, here's what I'm going to be doing. I started a new Facebook group, and it's called Camping World Fans and Foes. What? That's all we need is another Facebook group. But it's called Camping World Fans and Foes. This is a different kind of Facebook group, and it's not a joke. Now, before you go losing your mind thinking I have gone soft, I hope that you'll hear me out. The Facebook group is for actual Camping World customers who have not just had a negative experience, but those who have had a positive experience as well. It's a place to identify the Camping World location, or maybe the salesperson or the manager, whoever, who did them right or who did them wrong. In this group, I am hoping for some positive stories, some testimonials from happy campers, I promise. Not just people who feel they've been ripped off. Now, there are a few rules. There are essentially, you got to be civil. You got to try and be on your best behavior. Watch the insults, watch the ugliness that seems to be everywhere. I hope you won't attack anybody that posts a comment you disagree with. You can push back. You can ask them questions. As I said, you can disagree with them, but hopefully there's going to be no name calling, no profanity, no threats, anything like that. If you think that a post is BS, sounds like BS, smells like BS, it's okay to push back. It is. See if it holds up. I hope it does. Now, my gut tells me that there are going to be quite a few fake postings. What do you think? Sort of like people who post fake Google reviews. And that happens all the time. And just so you know, I am not trying to protect Camping World here. I'm not trying to tear them down either. I am trying to understand, seriously. I want to find out, are there any real customers out there that are truly happy with their purchase and ownership experience? Because if there are, this is the place for them to speak up. And if there aren't any of those people, guess what? I think that is kind of a bombshell in itself, don't you? So if you're on Facebook, I hope you'll look them up. Camping World Friends and Foes. It's a group, just like it sounds. Camping World Friends and Foes. And join the group. You can shoot that QR code right there you see on the screen and find the link. If you don't shoot it, you can find the link down in the description below. And if you are one of those rare unicorns, I call them, somebody like the person Tom that left me that voicemail message I played, I hope that you will actually share more about your experience at Camping World. Let's see what happens. One more thing. I am looking for a couple of Facebook group moderators on this. This is a volunteer thing. There's not a paycheck. If you spend time on Facebook, if it sounds like this is be kind of a fun little project, it's not to be a gatekeeper and spank everybody, but it's just kind of make sure that people are respectful and maybe to engage with them occasionally and see what the conversation can turn into. So that's my little bombshell for today. Again, this is not a joke. It's called Camping World Friends and Foes. Let me know what you thought of today's video. Let me know what you thought of my review about Frank's restaurant in New Orleans. Was I ugly or was it funny? Maybe it was both ugly and funny. I guess, like I said, it depends on who the person is that is reading the review. If you were the hostess / prison guard that waited on us, man, she had this scowl on her face. It was terrible. I mean, in the service business, I don't expect a lot, but I do expect more than. All right. Hope you enjoyed today's video and it gave you something to think about in terms of Google reviews. Go over to Camping World Friends and Foes on Facebook and invite your friends to join the group. My objective, believe it or not, is to try and bring people together. There is so much fighting out there. All right, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, reminding you to be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. And I really mean it. I would walk right past Frank's place if you're ever in New Orleans. I would. And I'll see you next time. So long for now.